Hey guys, so this is probably in a different video, but I'm just showing you the products I used before. I'm going to put them down in the description box. I defined my hair with leave-in, sealed in the definition with Taliah Waajid Curly Curl Cream, and next I will be using Hair Rules Hydrating Finishing Cream. And this works really well with the other products that I used before. I did not experience with any of these products in combination any beating up or flaking or just staying on top of my hair once it dried, nothing. So I'm just scrunching the ends of my hair with this. I'm doing a little like whatever's left over on my palms on the edges, but I'm concentrating most of it on the ends because I really don't want fuzzy ends after I basically, this is like I'm in the third hour going into the fourth of my weekly setup for this method that I've been using, this technique. So this kind of preserves it at the end, and even when I go to sleep I don't have too many parts of my hair after I make sure I seal the ends with this cream that end up fuzzy. And I also have sometimes had to run out of the house before I was able to refresh my wash and go midweek, and pulling it back into a puff, it still looked cute and I was still getting compliments on it. So this product works really well. In a later video I'll show you where I have less of the other products in my hair and I'm using more of this stuff. It kind of had a different effect. I ended up not keeping it. I passed it on to my husband. He's white, but he has hair that is more like in the 2B, 3A range, and I definitely think this product is better for looser hair curl patterns. My hair is really fine, so it's not so much a matter of your hair being coarse or fine, but the hold by itself is not too great if you have a tighter curl pattern like mine, or tighter than it. If you have a looser curl pattern, it might do the trick. It might be all you need. But I found that it works best when I use it with other products. At least how I like my hair to look and feel. So now I'm creating a loosely defined part, not really defined part at all, but I don't like my hair just like falling down straight in the middle, kind of like having a swoop to one side. So you can see my little straight piece there. I'm also doing some camouflaging of some pieces that don't want to curl either because they're like so loose, because I do have that too, but also it's mostly some heat damaged ends that now that my hair is longer, it's a lot easier to camouflage them than it is to cut them off and start from a shorter piece and then have different lengths all over my head. So I'm going to use this Dream Kids Olive Miracle Smooth Edges conditioning gel. It's basically just an edge pomade, an edge sleeker. It's really, really thick. It almost feels like straight up plastic. So I don't know, if you're doing like Curly Girl method, I'm pretty sure it would have like silicones or mineral oil or something you don't want to use, but I'm not following Curly Girl. I don't have a problem with mineral oil or cones, so excuse me. So I use it, and once you rub it into your palms, it's really thin, which is nice because it makes for good distribution. The reason why I'm using it at my part area and towards the front of my head is because unless I do this where my curl pattern is a lot looser at the top and it more like wants to have wavy curls than tight curls, my hair is also fine, and so the ends are fine, but the roots like get weighed down so much that they just don't want to do anything and they just end up poofy. So this gives me just a little bit more control. It grabs the hair and it holds it and it keeps it clumped. And I definitely would not use this product all over my head. One, because you would go through the container so fast, and even though it's not expensive, you can just get it at Walmart. I mean, I hate going through multiple containers within a month. But this allows me to just concentrate on the parts that people are going to see the most and that I'm going to see the most. And I'm just showing you different parts, how I do it. And basically I'm just pulling and twirling, and I feel for the definition that I've already created, where my hair naturally wants to clump, so I'm not like measuring out pieces. I'm just feeling with my fingers, and when I'm doing it, it almost feels like cords or bands. Like my hair, there's definitely defined parts of my hair that are coming together. So I pull those, I twirl those parts. I'm not pulling them apart because obviously those curls are going in the same direction. I would rather work with my hair than work against it. It comes out better that way. So this is like a really hard part of my hair. I was saying before in another video, or it might be earlier in the video because I'm not sure how I'm editing this, that this part of my hair is really coarse. It's also really loose. It doesn't curl much. And the texture that it does have is not uniform from one piece to the next. So this pomade, the Olive Miracle Kids stuff, Dream Kid stuff, is really good because it has really no choice but to do what I tell it to. And it's so cheap, but it's like the only thing that has worked so far. Because if I didn't use this, especially on that part, it would just look awful by the end of the day once it dries. It would just look puffy, no definition. And that's just the way it grows out of my head, like all the time. It's not damaged or anything. It's not from too much protein. It's just, no matter what I do, it grows like that. Okay, so I have finished my hair. And I'm gonna take my t-shirt and I'm blotting and like kind of squeezing because I don't give myself like hours to walk around my house to wait for this stuff to evaporate. And sometimes if you do that, you can even find that your hair is dried and so is the product, and the product is still like white on your head in clumps. So this helps me to get those white pieces of too much product out. And for me, it's easier to put too much product than too little and add. I know that it's not that way for a lot of people, but for me it's easier to put too much and then take away some. And so now I only have a little bit of that kind of frosting that will go away on its own as I drive to work or get ready. What's really great too is the t-shirt, you know, it doesn't grab the hair, so you still have that smooth effect. You're not losing that curl definition, you're not getting frizz. And actually, I think it works better than using your fingers to kind of rub your hair between your fingers to get that extra product out. So I feel like this gives me a really nice natural curl definition. Definitely doesn't look like I put as much effort into it as I did, which I like. I don't want to look like I spent hours on my hair. And I still have different sizes of curl on my head. It's just, the margin is closer together. Margin is smaller. Alright. So I have let my hair dry a little bit more. My makeup looks like so bold on camera. It's crazy. But I'm on my way to work soon. And I'm just showing you now some of the product that's evaporated. I have some partial shrinkage here. That's a straight piece there, so ugly. But I mean, your hair is not gonna look perfect. This is the best my hair has ever looked though, in my opinion. And you can see I still have all the definition there, so the products worked really well. Towards the top, I do have where it doesn't always want to define, but because I know that's just the way my hair is, I mean, what am I going to do? And I have a lot of movement. So I would say it's like 85% dry at this point. It's just a little damp at the roots. But I can move it around and touch it and everything and not worry about it frizzing. So it's good. I'm pretty happy with it. And this is day one hair. And that little curl loves to go in the middle of my head. Okay, so this is at the end of like one of the most horrible shifts at my job. I was so tired, you can tell. I had my hands in my hair a lot. I had my hands in my hair a lot because I was just like so stressed out and tired, and I don't even think I got a break that day. But I'm just showing you, this is the final result. It's 100% dry. This is the final result of what it looks like after all the shrinkage has taken place and also after all the drying has taken place. There's my husband. So I still have nice natural shine, fullness, body movement, bounciness. It's great.